Please subscribe to our channel, and for latest update, click on the bell icon.
Hi children, we will do a little story like I must be responsible. Now how responsible are you? My little girls and boys, whatever we do, whatever we say, we must prove to others, to parents, teachers, friends, that you are a responsible person. So you must say, I am responsible, or I must be responsible. I must. I must. I must be responsible. Okay? What is this? What is the sound of this letter? I. And must. Be. I must be responsible. Now I'll tell you a story about ants. You've seen ants? Ants that bite you. You'll say. Ants. You see a lot of ants in your house. Red ants, black ants, tiny ants, big ants. We call them bully ants. And you might have seen in the garden, lovely green color, nice little insect, a grasshopper. And you always love to see a grasshopper. It'll be large, you'll be hopping about in the garden. Normally we see a grasshopper on a sunny day. Now, once in the garden, there was a grasshopper, a very handsome fellow, and there were a lot of little ants. The ants were always busy, as you know. They never remain quiet. What do? They go about collecting food and keep it safe for the cold, rainy days. Now the grasshopper, he is a very happy fellow. In the sunshine, when he sees the grass, when he sees the flowers, he keeps dancing, singing. And one day, the ant and the grasshopper had a small chat. Grasshopper said, "Oh, you silly fellows, why do you work so hard? Look at me, I'm so happy all the time." And he was singing and dancing. The ants collecting. The summer went by, the cold, rainy winter days came, and he could not find ants. Ants went away, hid away into their cozy home. It was too cold. The grasshopper was shivering. He went and knocked at the door of the ant and said, "Please give me a little food. I'm so hungry." So the ant said, "What's wrong with you, Mr. Grasshopper? All through the summer you danced. Now you are hungry. Go dance away. We're not going to give you any food." What lesson do you learn here? Responsibility. The tiny ants, they know winter is coming, cold is coming, nobody is going to give them food, so they used to eat enough and collect enough for themselves to last through the days when they do not get food. What did the grasshopper do? He ate up all the grass and he was happy. He never stored food for himself. So, being responsible. Not only think of today, think of tomorrow. Learn to be responsible. Whatever you do, responsibility. Everybody must say, "What a wonderful, responsible girl she is. What a wonderful, responsible boy he is." So, not only learning to read, must also remember our sounds. The sound that will help you to do your spelling. So, how will you read this? I. What is the sound of I? E. I, must, be, responsible. Okay, when will you be responsible? When you are helping your mother Mummy has a lot of work in the house. So when I help, I must be responsible. So what I do? So I help my mother. I must be a responsible child. So what do I do? So I can help. So I can help my parents at home. At home. Now let's look at it very carefully. I want to be a responsible child. So I can help my parents at home. I must help. Now how do we read that? The snake, remember? So I can help my parents at home. Now you can remember all your sounds. When you remember sounds, you learn to spell, read better. So I can help my parents at home. So you're being responsible. I must be responsible so I can take permission. So I take permission before going anywhere. Now, your parents, mom and dad, grandparents in the house, they get worried about you. So what must you do? You want to go out to play with your friends? What must you do? So I take permission. So I want to be responsible. So I take permission. I want to be responsible. I must be a responsible person. So what I do? So I take permission before going anywhere. Before going anywhere. That means before going out of the house. Anywhere you go out, before going out of the house, to the neighbor, anywhere you tell, Mommy, I will go here, I will go there. I must be responsible. So I take permission before going. From who? From parents or somebody responsible in the house. So that you are safe. So that they know, oh, you are there. Next. I must be responsible to complete my homework on time. Teacher says, you must be responsible. How? By doing your homework. I must be responsible, so I complete my homework. I must be responsible, so I complete my homework. So I complete my homework. Now what is homework? The little work the teacher gives you. It can be something to do, something to write, something to color. So your responsibility is, I must be responsible for what? So I want to show I'm responsible. So I complete my homework. How do we read that? So I complete my homework. So I complete my homework. So you are being responsible, showing up. Look, I must be responsible. One, so that I can help mommy in the work in the house. I must be responsible. So I take permission before going to my neighbors, before going out of the house. I must be responsible. So I complete my homework. And the teacher says, wow, responsible girl, responsible boy. Then what else? In what other places you show how responsible you are? Using my pocket money. Mommy gives you little money. Uncle gives you something. So I must be responsible to use my pocket money. Okay. And how do you use it? wisely. I must be responsible to use my pocket money in how do you use it responsibly? Wisely. When you don't overspend, you don't spend everything. Okay, wise. That means you spend little. Don't go buy and finish up all your money. Buy that something that you don't. You're not. It's not going to be useful at all. So I must be responsible to use to you remember the sound to use my pocket. What is the sound of P? P. Pocket money wisely. Good. Where else you can be showing up your responsibility? So I sleep early and get up early. Yes, the number of hours of sleep is very important. I must be responsible to sleep early and get up early. That's also a responsibility. So I must be responsible. So what do you do? So I sleep early. So I sleep early and get up early. And get up early. All right, let's look at all the sounds of the first letters. S, S, I, E, S, E, A, early. A, and you remember, A, and G, get up early. So let's read that again. So I sleep early and get up early. So I am showing up. I am a responsible child when I go to bed early and wake up early so that you're in time for school. You are never late. Then sometimes, both at home and in the school, you must show how responsible you are when you do make a mistake. We all make a mistake. So, I must be responsible. So, I admit my mistakes. I want to show I'm responsible. So, I admit my mistakes. So, I admit. I say yes. Admit my mistakes. All right, all these sounds you know. S, E, mm. Remember, mm. So, I'm a little girl, I'm a little boy. I must be responsible. So, I admit my mistake. I'm sorry, I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry, I broke the pencil. I broke the table, whatever. Okay? Then, where else you will be? You will show up that you're responsible. Now, what happens when you are responsible? Everybody loves you. So, you will win love, affection from mommy, daddy, school, your friends, your teachers. So, I must be responsible. So, because I'm responsible, I win the love and affection of all. What happens to you? So, what do you win? What do you get? So, I win the affection, the love and affection of all. And affection, whose affection? Of all. It can be parents, people at home, at school, at play, friends. So, I have got 7 points for you. What did the story I said? The lazy grasshopper, irresponsible, the responsible ant. That's what you have to be. You little girl and boy must say, I must be responsible. When? When will you be? When you help your mommy at home, when you help your daddy in small errands. So you show up, you're responsible. Then, when you take permission to go out, I'm going to my neighbors, I'm going to my friend's place. So you are showing up that you are responsible. Then, what is your big work in the house? Doing your little homework. So I must be responsible. When? How do you show up? By completing your homework on time, your daily work, whether learning or writing or reading. Then, how will you show you're responsible? I am a responsible child when I learn to use my pocket money wisely, not buying some rubbish, wasting it, but you buying things that will be useful for you. So you are being responsible. Then you need to go to school on time. You can't be late. That is irresponsible. So I must be responsible. So I sleep early. I get up early. So I'm never late for anything. I'm a responsible child. I'm a responsible child. So when I make a mistake, I admit my mistake. I say, I'm sorry, I did it. And then when I show up, I'm responsible. I win the love and affection of all. Now let's look at all the word that is here. And each letter has a sound. Now what are the sounds? We'll just go through it. Okay? What are the sounds we have here? I, E. Inky the mouse, remember? E. Must. B, 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 b. B, r, rip. Remember? Responsible. Then you have s, the snake. S, sound of S. Then again I, the sound is E. Inky the mouse. K, can. Help. My. Parents at and home. So I can help my parents. Then there are other words, sounds like you. What is the sound of you? The sound of W. Wind. Wind. You say no? L. Love. What is the sound of L? L. Remember the lollipop. L. Love. G. Get up. G. G, G, G. Remember? So, you not only learn to read, now you know the sound also. With the sound, you must read better. We'll read the whole thing once more. I must be responsible. So, I can help my parents at home. I must be responsible. So, I take permission before going out of my house or out into the neighbor's house. I must be responsible, so I complete my homework. I'll complete it myself. I must be responsible to use my pocket money wisely. I must be responsible, so I sleep early and get up early. I must be responsible, so I admit my mistakes. Finally, because I am responsible, I win the love and affection of all at home and in school, my friends and teachers.